Hello everybody and welcome to Toyah at Home. We are literally 4 days away from hitting the road with the Electric Ladies Tour. We've had our production rehearsal in the past week. It's been absolutely fabulous. It's such a great lineup. The music is phenomenal. It's going to be a really great, positive up evening with three remarkable women, and I include myself in that, who have been in the industry for a long time, and we really love what we do, and that comes across. It came across in the rehearsals this week. It's just so exciting. Saffron is absolutely adorable, and I think her music is incredible. Lena Lovitch is just wonderful, a goddess, and again, utterly brilliant music and stunning history. I think we present something that is a very beautiful journey on this show, and I'm very excited and I can't wait to see you out there. So this week we are going to cover the single Off the Changeling. This came out around April-May 1982. Very powerful album. On Safari, it's going to be re-released next year as part of the Cherry Red re-release of the Toyah catalogue. This single is, I think, a mighty song. It took me a long time to fall in love with it. Now, the origins of the lyric actually started in 1981 when I was on a very large UK tour. I was hugely successful. It was May 81 and I was at a hotel, I think the Holiday Inn in Bristol. And my life had very quickly become a life where I couldn't be alone anywhere. And if I tried to have a drink in the bar after the show with the band, fights would break out. It was just a very bizarre time. And I remember coming off the stage, going to the hotel, trying to sit with the band and just have a nice quiet drink and catch up about the show, and a fight broke out. So I ended up alone in my hotel room, and I was lying in the bath and I wrote, "A loneliness that no one knows. When his love dies, yours grows and grows." So the idea started literally a year before the song was finalised and recorded and produced by Steve Lillywhite. It's a song for me that evokes very specifically the time of isolation at the height of that particular fame in 1981. And I say the height of that particular fame because you've got to realise, when Teletubbies came out, that was the first time I needed security on the streets because I couldn't go anywhere around the world once Teletubbies came out in the early 90s. And then again, when I started doing TV presenting, my life radically changed. And recently, my life has radically changed yet again because of YouTube. So 1981, my first taste of kind of irresistible fame, but fame that caused a lot of attention. So this is where the origins of that song started. Joel then worked on the music, and we presented the song to Steve Lillywhite later in 1982 when we were in the studio at the Roundhouse in Camden at the beginning of 1982 when we were recording and writing the whole album. And Steve Lillywhite really liked the song, and he gave it the incredible sound it has. And he influenced and encouraged Joel to do the long kind of crying guitar that works all the way through the song, which I believe went on to influence U2 when Steve Lillywhite worked with them for the first time. It's a very influential song. It's fabulous to perform live. And what we're going to be looking at today is the Cheggers Plays Pop performance of it. Oh, have I got stories about Cheggers. He was such a kind of joker. He caused chaos every time we were with him. Keith Chegwin was a prankster. Now, his sister is the legendary, brilliant Janice Long. So my career goes right back with these two incredible siblings. The last time I saw Keith Chegwin, I believe it was at least 8 years ago, when I was sound checking with the Toyah band to open a festival. And during the sound check, Keith Chegwin walked right up to me. I was singing at the mic, and he said, "Oh, don't bother, Toyah, the whole show's been cancelled." And I kind of went into shock because I thought, wait a minute, how can a whole festival be cancelled? How can this happen? Everyone is here. We're all ready to go on stage. And he never ever told me it was a prank. I had to find out of the stage crew that he was pranking me. And I was first on, and I literally went on just trying to recover from this prank. It's unbelievable the things people say to you before you go on stage. So he was very much like that. But to get Cheggers Plays Pop in 1982 was a real coup. It was important. It was a huge audience. And these shows that were mainly children's shows also had an adult audience. I mean, everyone used to watch Mark Bolan's show. Everyone watched Cracker Jack. I mean, all of us punk rockers, we watched these children's shows, mainly to see the music artists that were on, because you would get incredible people on, even Bowie, sometimes Black Sabbath, Motorhead. They were fabulous shows to do. Now, interestingly, on this particular performance, at this time, Simon Phillips was the drummer with the Toyah band. And I loved working with Simon Phillips. He treated me like a real artist. And what I mean by that is he never looked on me as a novelty act. He never looked on me as the little woman. I was a person, an artist, and the respect he gave me. And when we were on stage, we developed this kind of symbiotic relationship where he knew when I was going to punch a line. He knew when to embellish, illustrate, and improvise around what I was doing. He was wildly exciting. So I'm going to start this playing now, and I'm not sure it is Simon Phillips in the background because there's so much smoke. So let's have a look. On keyboards, that looks to me as though it's actually Keith Hale on keyboards, the writer of It's a Mystery, even though I wrote the second verse. Here I am. I actually have a mullet. I think this is the first and only time I've had a mullet. I can't quite fathom why, because I wasn't a mullet person. I was a big hair person. Now, this is where I started to wear the black contact lenses. And these are actually the original contact lenses. They're still intact. I wouldn't dare put them in. So these were made in 1982 in Pimlico. And they were quite difficult to wear because they're like really dense sunglasses. And I tried wearing them on stage and I just was falling over everything. So here we are, we've got quite a lot of stage smoke in the studio, and I really cannot tell if it is Simon Phillips on the drum kit behind. And the only thing that makes me doubt if it's Simon Phillips is that's a small drum kit for Simon. Simon's drum kit used to fill half the stage. I mean, he had gongs, he had cymbals, he had multiple tom-toms, he had congas. I mean, he was incredible. He was a musical drummer. He created soundscapes with his percussion. And he did percussion as well as drums. I mean, wow. Think of Pat Mastroletto in King Crimson, Simon Phillips, same kind of grouping. So we have these kind of burnout sequences happening, which is probably the mixing, the vision mixer, really enjoying the invention of synthesized vision mixing. And he's going to use every trick in the book. I think this works really well. I look incredible. I'm very, very thin for me, but I probably was in the middle of a tour and I just never get enough to eat when I'm on tour. The one thing no one ever thinks of is putting a mealtime in for the lead singer. So you're always kind of, you're sound checking, you're doing press, and then after the show, I would sometimes do 3 hours of signing after the show. So I just used to get very, very thin. So this has got a lot of effects. I think it captures the song beautifully. It's a dramatic song. It's a song about moving on, realizing self-empowerment and letting go. And by letting go of a past heartbreak, you see your future. And I just think it's gorgeous. I'm really proud of everything I've ever done in the past. And if I'm not proud of it, it's certainly taught me big lessons. And I just think this is really, really nice. And I'm grateful to the TV producers for allowing us to do it, because it's not a children's song. In recent years, this has been in the set for quite a while now. I've put it back in the set in the past 8 years. It's such a big song. It's a big song. You look out over the audience and you see people. Some people have tears in their eyes. They have big memories to this song. And you can feel the connection with the audience. As soon as the guitar chords start, the rhythm starts, and then the vocals start, you can feel the room change. And this is why I believe this is such a great song, is when you feel the auditorium change. So many of the songs in my set now have that power, right from Rhythm in My House, Take Me Home. I mean, my goodness, Take Me Home just changes the whole event of the evening. Danced has the same effect, Neon Womb has the same effect, and Brave New World has the same effect. And as a singer and a co-writer, it's a very valuable thing to experience, because it informs how I write future songs. We're having a very, very powerful week at the moment. We're planning lots of future releases. Robert is heavily on board with Posh Pop 2, which is great news for Simon and I, because we now believe the three of us are a brand and a team. And we're even talking about Posh Pop 3. So there's a lot of future planning going on. It's a great and exciting time. I cannot wait to be on the road with you, to share the music with you, to see you dance, to see you enjoy everyone on the bill at Electric Ladies. So here comes Wednesday, the first show. I'm going to see you out there. Tonight we have a very lovely Objects of Desire with me and Mr. Fripp, and a very, very brilliant, crazy, female-led Sunday lunch tomorrow with one of my favouriteest songs, I think, of all time, by a female artist. So I'll see you out there. Stay safe, everyone. Lots of love from me. Mwah!